Hey folks, Steve here with Victory for Veterans, and I have the pleasure to be with Ed Good, who's the owner of the Good Warbirds Museum here in Casper, Wyoming. Thank goodness it's a great warm day here today.
It is, yes.
And we drove up from Colorado Springs to be with Ed, and Ed's going to tell us a little brief story about the museum, but also then explain this cool little display here. But we've been in discussion about bringing the museum under the nonprofit Victory for Veterans and how we can make this make awareness to more veterans. So Ed, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
This is my first chance to meet you. We've talked on the phone, but it's an honor. And so tell us a brief story about the museum, but then
yes.
Get to this little
well,
thing.
my dad is Jim Good. He was a commercial pilot for many years for Amoco Oil Company, which is now British Petroleum. He retired from there. The whole time that he flew for Amoco, his passion was air racing. He owned a World War II primary fighter trainer called a T6 Texan. He raced that at the National Air Races in Reno every year. So throughout the museum, you'll find things that he's collected, aviation related, most of them, or military related, over a period of probably 40 years of his life. Wow. This was an opportunity for him to share his passion with the public. And he's had a lot of fun with it. He passed away in April of 2016, but 2 years prior to that, I had applied for him to be inducted in the Wyoming Aviation Hall of Fame. And that occurred about 2 months before he passed away. Wow. So Dad did have the privilege of learning that he was being inducted.
Nice.
It was a very exciting, rewarding experience for him.
Great.
As you walk through his museum, you'll see 6 rooms full of a very eclectic collection of models, 48 star flags, military uniforms that were donated by friends and family members, a vast photographic collection, interesting posters. It's just endless. Every time you come in the museum, you'll see different things if you have an opportunity to come back. We try to rotate the displays and keep the interest level as high as we can. For instance, here on my left, I'm pretty sure this came from my cousin Shane Good in Fayetteville, North Carolina. His dad was a Green Beret in the Vietnam War. Wow. And so Shane has that military background. His stepdad was the head of the Golden Knights parachute team. Wow. And Shane is a bit of a collector himself, like my dad. So he would send things to the museum and say, hey Jim, Uncle Jim, I think you'd like to have this in your museum. This happens to be a fighter pilot's G-suit for a pressure suit when they are doing maneuvers in a supersonic jet. There are a lot of G-forces on the body. This suit would keep the blood flow in the trunk of your body instead of in your extremities, so you didn't pass out during a dogfight. Because while you're flying, the blood would naturally go down? Yes, right. Or wherever the G-force is taking it? Okay. And since fighter jets are not pressurized the same way that a commercial airliner is, they have their own oxygen supply, and they wear a G-suit, and they're properly equipped to fly during battle. And that's kind of interesting to see some of these things. In the larger hangar, which is about 13,000 square feet, we can bring in our 2 MiG-15s that my dad imported from Poland in 1992. They're very interesting for the public to see. He has a drag parachute from a MiG-29 that he got from some Russian pilots that he met at an air show in Canada. Wow. So the variety of things that you can see here is really endless. Yeah. And since my dad's passing, it's been really gratifying to share his passion with people and see the smiles on little kids' face. We have a lot of school tours come through, a lot of people from our senior communities, and of course tourists during the summertime. Nice. We do a lot of tours here. Yeah. And we just had a tour as well, and it's awesome. And like Ed said, a wide variety of different things. So if you're anywhere close to Casper, come on in. But we're really excited to be working with Ed and making this available to folks around the country. My dad was a veteran. He was passionate about veterans and people who served in the military. So that's become my passion, and it's a way that I can serve our veterans. And I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Well, Ed, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.